Hello everybody, thanks for taking a look at this World of Tanks video. Thanks for playing World of Tanks. And as you can see, I am the only Tier 8 vehicle in a match that is otherwise comprised of Tier 9 and Tier 10 tanks. So that does present a pretty unique challenge. Normally, if you're bottom tier, there is at least, one other bottom tier vehicle in the match, whether it's on your team or the enemy team. In this case, there are no other bottom tier vehicles. So what we're going to focus on is trying to contribute to the team. So not hiding at the back or something like that, not just completely avoiding the match or avoiding the enemies or anything like that. We're going to try to contribute, we're going to try to stay involved. We're just going to try to do that safely so that we stay in the match, so that we can contribute to our allies' efforts. So I'm moving forward here. There's a spot out here that's pretty good for spotting, and this crew does have kind of a good spotting set of skills in it. And this go up here to this corner, if you will, of the rise where none of my allies are. I see a shot, I go ahead and take it. Get spotted up. And so rather than sit out in the open, I'm just going to kind of move around, move behind some cover, and get unspotted. So I'm going to kind of go forward again, see if any shots present themselves to me. Otherwise, just kind of using this medium tank that's decent for spotting, with this crew that's pretty decent for spotting. Just kind of creep forward slowly, see if I can spot anybody up, or get some spotting assist damage. Moving forward slowly that way, in case I roll out into a dangerous situation, I don't get very far out into that dangerous situation, and so that I can maybe even have a chance of backing up into safety. And when I get out in the open, I do kind of want to just stick with my mobility and get into a more safe position. So this is a little bit lower, right? I moved into a kind of a lower part of this open field. Trying to stay hidden, trying to stay undetected. And moving forward slowly. Sometimes they'll have like a destroyer or maybe some other vehicle, maybe up along the A line hiding in a bush sniping, and so maybe I'm going to give myself an opportunity to spot them up. Spot up the E75 right there rather than fire. I hold my shot, remain hidden, undetected, and give my allies a chance to use their guns, which are pretty much all going to be better than mine. We don't have any light tanks. So something's spotting me up. It's probably just that heavy right there, maybe that destroyer behind me. Go ahead and take a shot since I'm spotted up, and that guy gets taken out. So move forward. I'm spotted up, might as well be a little bit aggressive and also be mobile, make it harder for enemies to hit me. Undetected again, so staying cautious, using the bushes a little bit, using the hard cover a little bit. And I think that heavy detects me as I come up over the top of the rise there. There's a medium right there, so tier 10, I don't really want to get in a brawl with him. And of course the Patent's got a lot more armor than the P.44 Pantera, and better gun, of course. So get a shot in while he's focusing on my allies. And back up and relocate. Give my gun a chance to load. The final round, or the first round, depending on how you look at it. I think of that as the first round in that 3-round burst. And just moving around here again, mainly. So I have allies moving in on that medium pretty good. They're probably gonna be okay. I mean, they just kind of getting out of the way, kind of getting into a flanking position, but also seeing if I can spot anything up while I'm at it. If I'm not gonna be firing on the Patent, I might as well be trying to locate or spot. Something's targeting me, I get low, get out of the way, that fire. Give myself a chance to reload. Someone says defend the base there. It's tied up in terms of tanks destroyed. I'm just kind of sticking with my allies, just kind of seeing what they're doing and sticking with them. If the enemy tanks are not going to push into our capture point, there's no reason for me to take the time to go back to defend it. Instead, I'll take a shot or two there as I'm able and eliminate one of the enemy vehicles. And move forward because there's no reason to stick in there where I was at. There wasn't anything for me to do. I wasn't spotting anybody. I didn't have any shots. I might as well go ahead and move forward. Took a shot or two there at the Badger and that front armor. I'm not going to get through that. I just had that one round sitting in the chamber or whatever magazine, so I go ahead and switch over to the APCR ammunition as I'm trying to shoot through the armor of these tier 10 tanks. Using my mobility here, I'm going to get into this capture circle, or at least get it into a position where I can get into it, as a way of just putting pressure on the enemies. You know, maybe draw them, induce them to focus on me, or induce them to like move toward my position, toward their capture point, which would put them basically put their side armor facing my allies. If they were to come at me, they would be in a really vulnerable position for my allies to shoot at. And as you can see, they are not doing that. So I will sit here and threaten them with their capture clock. Staying behind bushes, trying to stay not spotted. I'm holding off on these shots so that I don't get lit up. Because if I'm lit up, they're going to shoot at me. If they're going to shoot at me, it's taking down their capture clock, and basically it takes away the pressure that I'm trying to put on them. They do spot me up, they're shooting at me, so I want to get out of the way of that fire. I figure, you know what, I'm getting shot up, I'm losing capture clock, I might as well get out of the capture circle in order to get out of their line of fire, and also out of their line of sight there. Using the bush and that little rise there to hide, to protect myself. And this E-100 is moving out in the middle, moving into position of my ally medium there. You can see they're really close. Take a shot at this side of the turret, finish him off, protect my ally there. He says, great shot. Alright. Doing pretty well here, but they're eliminating our guys almost as fast as we are eliminating theirs. I remember that Badger's basically right where my gun's pointing. Just kind of threatening them with their capture clock, staying hidden, sitting in a bush, I guess. Okay, they have 2 vehicles left. I could sit here in this capture circle and maybe, you know, get a few extra points of XP from adding to the capture clock. I don't know. I'd rather just move forward and have a chance to fight, and have a chance to help my allies. That Badger is not exactly an easy soft target. Give myself a chance to help them in case they need it. And taking out the Badger. Turns out they didn't. Very good. So finding ourselves in a match where we're the only tier 8 vehicle in a match otherwise consisting of tier 9 and tier 10 vehicles can be kind of a scary thing. This is just kind of a fun example of how you can find yourself in that situation, and given the particulars of this tank, how you can kind of navigate the situation to make yourself useful, make yourself helpful. It's important to be honest that you're not going to probably be the best tank in the match in terms of fighting, dealing damage, whatever the case is. I did use what this vehicle has going for it, and what the crew has going for them, I suppose, to find a way to contribute. It was basically using a little bit of mobility there, and also using some spotting, moving forward safely, just kind of using my knowledge of the map, and also my observations of the enemy positions to get a sense of where I can go to contribute, spot, shoot whenever it makes sense to do so, safely for me. If I'm in an unsafe position, kind of fall back, redeploy, relocate, keep moving around, stay mobile. Anyway, if you have any thoughts on what you see here, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks for taking a look at this World of Tanks video, and thanks for playing World of Tanks.